What if there was a way we could cheat death? It may sound like science fiction, however, for a specific minority of people identified as cryonicists, the possibility of effectively freezing and bringing back a person to life after death is just something worth striving for. Hi, my name is Eric, and this is Timeskipper. In today's video, we are about to compare two existing types of cryopreservation: neuropreservation and whole body preservation. The objective of cryonics is to indefinitely preserve a patient until advanced medical technology is able to repair or revive them. There are many institutions that have several hundred preserved patients, with even more on the waiting list. Although cryonicists share the same beliefs and stand on cryopreservation, a gray area divides the community. It involves how much a person's body needs to be preserved. Improved reliability. Cryogenic freezing is such a complex procedure, making the other advocates' point valid. With this technique, simplifying everything and focusing on the brain during the process will help reduce or eliminate the risk of complications. The option of neuropreservation got huge support from the heads of Alcor, Dr. Max Moore, and Steve Bridge, who explained that once the procedure commenced, the smaller the area or scope, the faster the freezing can stop the biological and chemical activities. Now, taking into account these arguments, the current score is 1-0 in favor of neuropreservation. Brain-body aspects of identity. Knowing the pro-neuropreservation makes sense. However, the main point of pro-whole-body preservation is that science somehow doesn't quite know with absolute certainty how other physical factors outside the brain can determine much of an individual's personality and traits. Factors like individual hormone levels and even gut bacteria are known to influence facets of personality like aggression, sociability, and anxiety. Therefore, to retain an existing personality of the patients in the future after they've been awakened, it should be important to protect every feasible element throughout the body that contributes to an individual's identity. This includes more than just the human brain. We cannot argue with this statement right now, and until data shows the contrary, whole body advocates can contend that preserving the brain and body is critical to preserving what we think of as an individual. So summing up these arguments, we have a score of 1-1, which means a draw so far. Lower cost. Amongst many factors, you must consider cost efficiency. The fee you should pay for cryonic suspension isn't cheap, and this kind of amount of money isn't something that most patients can afford, especially if the patients don't have any insurance which can cover it. Between neuropreservation and whole body preservation, neuropreservation is cheaper, which is between $15,000 to $80,000, depending on the company. For whole body, the price is around $28,000 to $250,000. This large difference might result in various insurance premiums throughout a patient's condition, and many might be unable to obtain higher insurance coverage at all. However, the minimum amounts in both cases are not much different, and it can also be assumed that recreating a new body after awakening for a person will require additional investments. Taking into account all aspects related to the cost, we decided that we would assign 1 point to each of the options. So now we have 2-2, and it's a draw. Big questions of cryonics. Basically, cryopreservation of the human body is a fundamental practice that doesn't have many answers, since it only depends on the future advancement of medicine in general. That doesn't exist in our generation yet. Maybe in the next few years, successful revivification will need to discard the old bodies. This implies that whole body preservation is nothing but unnecessary costs and complications. However, it's conceivable that medical research in the future will concentrate far more on the entire physiological systems of the human body to shape identity than we presently comprehend. No one can really guarantee what lies ahead for both neuropreservation and whole body preservation, but we all know that cryonic suspension is a great option whenever needed. The type of the preservation is and will always be a personal decision that should be made based on a thorough study of both sides of the neuropreservation versus whole body cryopreservation issue. Thank you for tuning in to Timeskipper. Let us know, what would you choose between neuropreservation and the whole body preservation? And why? We are waiting for your comments below, and as always, if you enjoy these lessons on cryonics and would like to stay updated, please click on the links below to like and subscribe. Once again, this is Eric from Timeskipper. We'll see you next time.